So I'm just going to disagree with one of Britain's greatest politicians, I say that non-ironically, George Galloway, who has said recently that if Iran had had a nuclear weapon, the United States and Israel wouldn't have ever dared attack it. And therefore arguing that Iran should have developed a nuclear weapon. I don't think it's as straightforward as this. I can understand the argument that if it had had the bomb, maybe other powers wouldn't have attacked with impunity. But George Galloway refers to North Korea as an example, saying that the reason that North Korea wasn't attacked was because it had nuclear weapons. This is not really the case. North Korea was not attacked from the early 1950s onwards for about 40 years. Because it had massive conventional forces, which meant basically if the United States ever reignited that conflict, there would be North Korean soldiers pour across the demilitarized zone and into South Korea, creating hundreds of thousands of casualties in a very short space of time. In other words, it was deterring American adventurism without needing to have a bomb. It did have a bomb from the mid-1990s onwards, but its ability to deter foreign powers using conventional forces were already there. Now, Iran has also got a deterrent capability there, because we all know that Iran could attack American bases, and this could kill hundreds, thousands of American soldiers quite rapidly, destroy America's ability to impose its will in the Middle East. So Iran also has a deterrent effect there without having a bomb. Perhaps it's not as significant a threat as the sort of immediate meltdown nightmare would have been on the Korean Peninsula, but it's something comparable. I think what we're looking at is the fact that Israel is a much crazier power than the United States itself, which is why it's been willing and able to disrupt the usual form of deterrence in the Middle East. The other thing I'd just say as well is that North Korea developed its nuclear weapons in the 90s. It did so relatively rapidly. There wasn't really the ability for the United States to take out a nuclear weapon easily. If Iran had built like one nuclear weapon, that could easily have been a red rag to a bull, just as it has been becoming a nuclear threshold state. And unless you've got several nuclear weapons, you haven't really got a deterrent, because that nuclear weapon can be destroyed quite easily. You really need to have a bunch of them. And so I don't think that actually in practice having a nuclear weapon would have been a successful strategy for Iran.